10th, 2026. Present for the committee are Jules Green, Councilman Fowler, and Councilman Gary Johnson. Footnote, Alexandria City Council meetings and council committee meetings are broadcast live and may be viewed live by the public on Optimum Channel 4. A rebroadcast may be viewed on Optimum Channel 4 and the City of Alexandria website, www.cityofalexandria.com. Our agenda item calls for to hear from David Manning, President of the Alexandria Historical and Geological Library and Museum.
Hello, I'm David Manning.
Good afternoon.
I live at 5408 Random Drive here in Alexandria. I'm president of the Alexandria Historical and Genealogical Library and Museum at 503 Washington Street. Now, this is a city building. This library is started by an act of Alexandria City Government and the Alexandria Genealogy Library opened its doors in 1908. This is a Carnegie Library where the Carnegie Foundation and the local businessman Simpson Shepherd Bryan put up equal amounts of money to build that building. When the parish library opened its doors on 5th Street, across Street Street from the city library, all the books and things moved from there to the parish library. A few years this building was used for city offices. In 1976, a group from here raised money to have this building refurbished and opened the Alexandria Historical and Genealogical Library and Museum as a bicentennial project. At the time, the library contained a small libraries from the DAR, the SAR, and some of the other groups with a few other books and artifacts. In the early 2000s, Jick Krauser had a dream, and she refurbished the downstairs and opened up the museum part of the library. A few years ago, we purchased the old Shiloh Church building at the corner of Washington and Martin Luther King Boulevard. At this time, we have put a proper roof on the building and have it watertight. Our library today has over 16,000 books, over 6,000 rolls of microfilm, over 9 filing cabinets full of surname files, 5 filing cabinets with other collections, many 3-ring binders donated to us by genealogists throughout this area, even some from New Orleans. We have trained genealogists there. I am one of them. Patricia Boone is another one. Patricia Boone has quite a bit of formal study in African American research. This is research before 1864. I've been a volunteer at this library since 1991 and glad to report that we have no payroll and no debt. I'm here to thank the City of Alexandria for making Alexandria's Carnegie Library possible, and to invite all of you and everybody here to come visit this library. It will surprise you. Now, as the country, the city is celebrating the 250th year anniversary of our country, the Alexandria Historical and Genealogical Library and Museum is celebrating 50 years in existence, and are celebrating this with a statement of where were your ancestors in 1776, and we have still staff to help you find this. So I will personally invite all the city council and everybody here come visit the biggest secret in Alexandria, Louisiana.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, do you have any questions you would like to ask me?
We have to set an appointment?
No appointments, just, we're open 10 to 4, Tuesday through Saturday.
10 to 4?
10 to 4, and that was Tuesday through Saturday?
Tuesday through Saturday.
You had mentioned Miss Jit Krauser and her husband worked together at that library for years and years and years.
They
She
were,
was a wonderful person.
Tiny and her, Henderson and her husband and her mother. And there's a group of others. I knew all them.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, I've been with them since 91. What happened is everybody died and left me in charge. So, thank y'all for having me.
Thank you.
Mr. Manning.
Mr. Manning.
Mr. Manning,
Yes, sir.
I heard you purchased the Shiloh Church there on Washington Street, and y'all have done a great job thus far with it. I have family connections with that church. It goes back with the Hobby family, the Perry family, and it looks good. I'm glad it was able to be salvaged because that was it is a beautiful church. And its historic value truly stands out. And again, I thank you all for going forward with that.
The church building, what a lot of people don't know is period with Alexandria City Library and the Bentley Hotel.
Mhm.
They were all built in the same time period. So we are happy and still trying our best to get it to where we can get it where we can open it up as our museum.
Outstanding. Thank you
Mr.
again.
Mr. Manning,
Yes.
where do you all get your donations or your funds from to keep this running the way that you do?
We are run on 100% on donations. We charge 15 cents a copy, which probably does not pay our costs for the copy machine. Now, we are able to operate because of y'all. Okay, this is my thank you for you. Because you know this is a city building. You do pay our utilities and maintenance. And we are trying our best to become an archive.
Good, good. Well, I thank you. We played phone tag for a long time, you and I. But I want to thank you for that presentation that just
Sure.
did because I didn't know a whole lot about it, but
This-
I'm definitely going to come visit it.
Come visit us. Now, I'll tell you, we are a working library. We're trying to grow. We operate by volunteers, so you may see us a little bit messy there and all, but come visit us and see what we have. We think we have a library, one of the best libraries in Louisiana, and for historical research. I know we've had Vanity Fair come in here from New York doing research on Patsy of 12 Years a Slave. We have an article she wrote that did appear in the Vanity Fair. And we have other authors coming through researching to write history.
Okay.
I have a question. I know that Alexandria, in its history, had a big fire that destroyed a lot of records. Can you speak, does the genealogical library kind of have some archives of things that predates that?
As a genealogist, I will tell you that the Civil War destroyed city and parish records. It did not destroy federal records. We are finding things all the time that Michael Hilton in Shreveport is writing a bunch of history for this area. He's from this area originally, from federal and state Supreme Court records. So we're getting a few. I have got a few deeds. We have a few deeds that go back. But we cannot reproduce parish records or city records. but we are getting access to more and more state and federal records.
All right, that's great. Thank you for presenting, and,
Yeah.
you know, it has such a folksy, homegrown feel about it, so thank you for keeping it going, and hopefully there's some younger people that can
Uh,
be trained up and have some
We're
interest.
trying to train a few.
Yeah.
About how far can you go back? Do you have,
I
so
went
you have
back-
all the microfilm, everything, is that like Old Town Talks?
I went back in this library to 1623 in the New Netherlands to my ancestor.
Wow.
So we're not just this area. Through our, some computer programs and all, we are affiliated library with Family Search. That is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints library in Salt Lake. So we get access to a lot of those you can't get at home. And also, I will say that if you're African American and your parents were slaves, it gets harder after 1864. But like I say, we have Patricia Boone that has spent a lot of money on classes and training to be able to know what records to go to. And if you have parish records exist, you can go back. It's a struggle. It's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie about that, but we have people that are doing it.
Is Ms. Boone there every day, or, Tuesday through Saturday?
Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 4. I'm usually there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And Patricia Boone is there Friday and Saturday usually. Now, one of us tries to be there. We do have other volunteers that are there, so. But we both are there to help individuals, and we do this free of charge. We operate it as a free Carnegie Library, like it started off. Did I answer your question there?
Yes, sir, you did.
Okay.
I'll say one thing, if you've never been, it's very, very well worth going. The amount of information that's available and the stuff they have on this place is amazing. Very amazing.
I've been there since '91. I'm still finding things that I didn't know were there.
Mr. Manny, thank you for your presentation. We appreciate you greatly. With that concludes this committee.
Yes, sir.
Jackson really wants to talk. He spoke last. This is gonna be an important meeting. He missed the last city council meeting. Jackson wanted to talk to you.
Okay, all right.
The Alexandria City Council meeting is called to order Tuesday, March 10th, 2026, in the City Council's chamber. We'll call to order. Alexandria City Council meeting and council committee meetings are broadcast live and may be viewed live by the public on Optum Cable Channel 4. A rebroadcast may be viewed on Optum Cable Channel 4 in the City of Alexandria, Louisiana website. We're going to have invocation by Councilman Green and the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilman Valord.
Father God, as we come once more, thank you for this day. Father God, we ask that you blend our minds, our hearts to the betterment of this city, this parish, this nation. These in your Son's name we ask. Amen.
Amen.
Face the flag, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we have roll call, please?
Mr. Johnson?
Here?
Ms. Felter?
Here.
Mr. Green?
Present.
Mr. Fowler? Mr. Allard?
Yes.
Mr. Lorverday?
Here.
Ms. Perry?
Here.
You have Madam President, you have a quorum.
Approval of the minutes taken from our regular meeting held on February 24th. The motion, please. The second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Ballard. Public comments, what section of the written minutes would you like to make a comment on? If it is not in the written minutes, there will not be any discussion or comments, only on the minutes only. If you have any questions pertaining to any items on the agenda, please contact administration before or after the meeting. Discussion? Mr. White?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam President. Tell everybody, my name is Mr. Cornelius Lawson White Jr. I live at 3638 10th Street in Alexandria, Louisiana. My zip is 71302. My phone number is area code 318-446-6934. The only problem I have, Madam President, I know you said the minutes, but a friend of mine's son got shot, and nobody's reported this. I want to talk about this.
You can't-
We need to talk about this.
Mr.
There's
White.
been too many shootings
Mr.
around
White,
here.
this is
I
not,
know.
let me be clear here, Mr. White, because you have a great understanding,
I know.
and I respect you for that.
But nobody knows about this.
Okay, but
They had to rush him to New
Mr.
Orleans.
I don't want to have them escort you out.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't want you to be upset,
Yes,
but this is not the time nor the place. So if you don't have anything to say on the minutes, I'll please ask you to take your seat.
okay.
Respectfully,
Yes, ma'am, respectfully. I've been asking you for a vote from each councilman so that we can have freedom of speech. I've been asking for that for months.
that has nothing to do with the minutes,
No,
Mr.
I'm
White.
just saying, can we get at least a vote on that?
Not-
Because we used to have freedom of speech.
I can talk to them individually, but other than that, if they say yes, yes, if they say no, no.
But it would be nice.
It-
That's like
Mr.
the same
White.
thing. We're celebrating our
Mr.
250th
White,
anniversary
We know
about
that,
freedom.
Mr. White,
I understand
I'm
what you're saying,
asking,
Madam.
thank you.
I don't want to get beat down.
And I don't want you to get beat down, and I do ask that you stop saying that every
Well,
time
it's
you
the
attend the meeting. You didn't get beat down, and we're not,
I did.
no, have a
Jim
seat.
White, Ms. White.
Have a seat,
Ms.
Mr. White.
Have a seat. Have a seat.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
F, consent calendar. Number one, introduction of an ordinance revising section 26-11 of the City of Alexandria Municipal Codes with respect to the termination of utility services during extreme weather conditions. Number two, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the proposal received from Clean Harbor Environmental Solutions, Inc. for household hazardous waste services. Number three, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the retirement of one police K-9 Mad Dog and authorizing this dog as surplus property to be donated to Sergeant Darren Luno and other matters respect thereto. Number four, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a corporate endeavor agreement with Christus Cabrini Foundation to co-sponsor the 2026 Walmart CMN Golf Tournament scheduled for May 2026 at links on the Bayou Benefit Children's Miracle Network. Number five, Madam President, we're going to remove this from the agenda. I would not read it into the minute because it was set down by mistakes.
Okay. I need a motion. And second.
Second.
Any items to committee?
Number one, the utility.
You ready?
G, resolution. Six, resolution confirming the appointment of Roy Knowles to serve on the Greater Alexandria Economic Development Authority, GATA Board, representing District 5.
Motion, please.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Ballard, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments. Mr. White?
Thank you, Madam President. Appreciate you. Again, my name is Mr. Cornelius Lawson White Jr. I live at 3638 10th Street in Alexandria, Louisiana. My zip is 71302. My phone number is area code 318-446-6934. I've met Rod Knowles, and I've heard him on 970 AM when he used to talk on there. I think he'll be a good adding to Gator and stuff, and I hope Gator and y'all will reach out. You know, we used to play the state championships at the Rapides Parish Coliseum for basketball, and the first championship that Peabody had.
Mr.
No, I'm just saying, that's all. You see, I'm wearing your colors, so I'm supporting Peabody,
Thank
even
you.
though I went to Ash.
Thank you for that.
And we got to support Ash, Peabody,
But
and
this has to
Marshfield.
pertain
But,
to the
yeah,
item.
I understand, and all I'm trying to say, it would be good if we could bring that back here to central Louisiana. You talk about
you.
economic development.
Mr.
We could fill up all the hotels. and
Mr.
hotels.
White,
But that's what I'm talking about, is economic development.
Mr.
Right.
White, You
Economic
are.
development?
but this is not.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
You see
The-
Mr. Rosberg?
Mr. Rod?
Nose back there.
Mr. Knowles is here.
Oh,
Can we
Ms.
hear
Noel,
him?
you come speak.
Yeah. No, you don't have to.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your vote of confidence. Look forward to working with the other board members and third.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you should have took the
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Twice.
Number 7, resolution to co-sponsor the Children Advocacy Network and Sinlaw Indian Association Holly Fest 2026 and other matters with respect thereto.
I need a motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Ballard, second by Councilwoman Felter. Public comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 8, resolution authorizing advertisement for bid for the former downtown Wazengo Ring parking garage and adjacent structure site demolition and clearance.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Ballard, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments, discussion.
I have a question.
I have-
Okay, Mr. Green, you go first.
Madam President and council, we're the stewards of the city, of the citizens' money. I personally went out and examined that building, took plenty of pictures. The whole building's in fragile condition. And looking at the removal of the backside of that garage, to me, is going to cause a problem. We've had it for over 15 years. I think it'd be money well spent if the entire building would be removed. The back of the building is in fragile condition. I went out, I've taken pictures, which I'm not going to put my phone on record, but it's in bad shape. You all need to go out and really look at that building. And the separation from the garage to the building, I find it's going to cause a problem. I'm not an engineer, but looking at what I saw, that's going to be a problem. I think we need to take the entire structure down. It's been there for 15-plus years, and we spent plenty of citizens' money, and we're stewards of the citizens' money. I think it's time to say goodbye to that building. Thank you.
Good points, Mr. Green. I have a question for the administration. Are there any, so that the people who are watching and hearing this meeting understand, we want to, you're proposing to remove the garage that faces, I think, 2nd Street, but keep the part that faces 3rd Street. Is that correct, Mayor?
That's correct.
Okay. And is it possible for the garage to be safely demoed without damaging the building that faces 3rd Street?
Are you asking if we would propose to do something to,
Well, I mean, like, has the due diligence been done to make sure that the garage can be raised without damaging the structure that faces 3rd Street?
well, of course.
Okay, all right. Do we have any plans for the building that's facing 3rd Street?
So what you're trying to do now is demolish or remove what is a danger to the public to a building that the city owns. So you have a duty to make sure that you are not leaving standing something that is a danger.
Okay,
So
I got that
structural
point.
engineers go in, they've looked at everything, and what they've determined is that area, even if you leave it alone now, can never be salvageable. It will never be able to work with the rest of the building. They also have gone in and, as engineers, and I've been through it in detail with them 3 or 4 times, it takes more than walking in with a cell phone and taking a picture to look at structural integrity of a building. But those are more than one building. They're not all one building. And so the removal and excising of one part that is structurally not related to other parts actually can be done.
Okay, all right.
And would need to be done, because that old part where the car elevator was in the back, people continue to park under it, people continue to use it for events, pop-up events and different things, and it's something that probably
Well, Mayor, I'm not
you
against you.
really need to.
I'm not against you in it being raised. I just got a couple
Yeah.
of questions. I guess my follow-up question is, are there any plans for the portion that's facing Third Street?
There are and remain some, but what I would say is that's a separate question from whether you have a duty to deal with a building the city currently owns
Mhm.
from an emergency standpoint. So regardless of any plans, we have to do that. And if you were to bring in plans, the person doing it would automatically say, I can't use that, that's a piece that needs to be out anyway. So to make it more ready for development, that part would need to come out, and then you recapture that in whatever deal you make.
So to remove the parking garage and leave the rest of the structure, what is actually the plan for the building? After you remove the parking lot, what plans do we have to do with that building?
We could sell it, we could enter into a development agreement with someone who might want to do retail on the bottom and apartments on the top. You could have another party that wants to come in and do an exchange. So one of the things we're working on right now is someone would maybe want to take another piece of property they have, they take that one, we make an exchange and true up whatever difference would be between the exchange and that. So we gain a new property in downtown that more fits something the city could do something with. For example, the true parking garage that's catacorner that goes with this building, the Cap One building, would be a good possibility for us to take something to the ground and rebuild something where parking is needed for more than one party. The Bentley, lots of folks that would need parking. And we actually have those officers sort of out there to look at. And that would get us out of Weiss's and into a building that we really are more equipped to do something with. We don't want to really be in a building where we would be involved in housing or those kind of things. But to have the building given to us when we were under threat. So back when we accepted this donation, something was going to have to be done. The building was in trouble. There had been fires in it. There had been all those issues. So the building was donated. In that time, we have taken people through. I'm not sure about Mr. Green's pictures, but if you go inside and you look at it from a purely structural standpoint, what is happening in the building, the building is those bones are different than buildings would be built. It's solid. And so all of those risks, all of the things that were sort of, from a structural integrity standpoint, physics-wise, Malcolm, it was pulling the building around. You have a tower, so that tower sits on, and I've explained more than one time, it sits on pylons that drive into the earth, right? So that weight, that tower is separate. It's not just sitting on a roof where it could cave and fall in. It's its own separate structure that goes through the building and into the ground, all right? And
My question is, okay, if I understand you correctly, you're telling me that there are plans for the building that faces Third Street.
I'm telling you, there are multiple plans, but it's not a city plan. We don't want to be in the development building. The city owns a building that it, like other things, and is normal. Redevelopment authorities do this every day. You get a building ready, and you let the private sector determine that use.
Do you know of any plans for anyone in the private sector? Have there been any, are there any
Absolutely,
understandings?
absolutely, over and over. And
Okay.
when they approach it and they have any risk at all, as with most private sector developers, particularly downtown, and particularly with an historic structure like that, if they don't have the tax credits and other things that line up, it's not a risk they're willing to take. But you reduce risk by something like this, by getting rid of what would be a cost they would automatically take on. So if you were to say, buy this building, the first thing the private developer looks at, Rod or someone else, is, well, the first thing I gotta do is remove this back portion that Tom David and two other structural engineers say can't be used. So the real issue for us is always just on the continuum of expense. At what point, and this is where I agree with Mr. Green, at what point do you look at anything that donated or not to us, you don't want public money being spent for keeping it up or whatever. The problem is, it is ours now, and to do anything, we have to make it safe. And I might add that we were faced with the same criticism and same concerns with the Holiday Inn. And we were able to turn that property out from the city, make a tidy profit, and put it in the private sector. And it's now 100% in the private sector. So we have experience with how to do this, and we've had successful experience, and that took us a while to do. It's about people who are kind of risk averse. Down here, you got to make that deal good. The most recent proposal is, instead of any sort of cooperative development agreement, which I understand there would be concerns about, I have the same, would be this exchange idea. And if someone in the private sector who's in the development business, especially for housing, would want to do retail on the bottom and some type of housing on top, would offer an exchange with us of a property they own downtown that makes way more sense for us, and one of us have to pay the delta, the difference between the two values, appraised values, that's a lot better deal. And the first one I would tell you about that we're thinking about would be that parking garage. So that parking garage has a bunch of homeless folks in it next to the coffee shop, right? And we have constant issues with that. And that could be taken to the ground in a new structure built that the city could either co-opt or co-own or co-operate with someone, or get going and get it into the private sector too. But we do have need for that, and that's a lot easier for us to deal with as a city. We have the people that can do that. What we don't want to do is be in the housing.
Isn't that property in bankruptcy?
Actually, the bank has the building and the garage that goes with it, so.
Capital One.
Yeah, we're able to deal with that. This is a good thing that could happen. I don't want to get ahead of.
So
the deal.
if you have the private sector come in, would it be left up to the city to go in and renovate that building?
no, ma'am.
Or the private
So the
person?
exchange would be, that's a great question. The exchange, I think, would occur after this. We wouldn't want to put it anymore. But I would say, Madam President, as you know, with private sector folks, I'll speak for Mr. Knowles on this too. They would love for us to black box that out to the level of exactly where they want before they take it. They'd let us spend any amount on it to take it on that dime. We wouldn't do that. What we would do is say, here's a level we'll go to. It's about there now. And I'd be happy to take any of you on a tour through it to show you. It's about there now. Can also show you exactly where the different buildings come together. And I wouldn't have known that. Looking at it, it looks like one building to me, but it's actually not. And they're very separated. Their weight-bearing structures are separated so that they can be separated off. I really don't dislike the idea of the city having to do it, because I hope I want to make sure it's done right. It's a public safety issue for me now, not a development issue. It's about knowing that structure's been there on the back, it doesn't fit, and it needs to be shored up and made safe.
Man,
Well-
I tell you, after being downtown last weekend, looking for a parking space, we had a ball going on here at the convention hall, they had a wedding going on at the Bentley, and they had the Taste of Louisiana at the Griffin. We need more parking.
Years ago, the idea was, Madam President, that perhaps the Bentley, the idea that made the most sense to me was for Mike's valet garage to be able to go out across and turn that into parking that rolled up, so you'd go into the shell of what used to be Weiss's. The historic preservation folks would want that. They'd want the tower to stay in the shell, and you'd go in, it would be a parking garage in that. That's harder to work than you think. It is big, but to build the structure inside and do that is not easy. I don't disagree, as I said, with Mr. Green's analysis about what we need to be careful about continuing to do. I would disagree with him that the historic preservation folks might be grabbing his phone, whether he wants them to or not soon.
So,
They're not going to want to see that
so
building
ma'am,
taken to the ground.
make the suggestion that, all who would like to go and, view the building, that way you walk us through and you can explain what you see, what your vision is, so that we can see the vision.
That's fine, and just for the record, Mr. McCulley, we took him through, he's seen it. He can vouch to you guys what it looks like inside. There's a lot of KLB footage, they did a full story on it. Again, if y'all remember, people were living in it, it was unsecure, they were building fires in it. All of that has been changed. It is very different than it was all those years ago when it was donated to us. So I would be happy to do that. We
Okay.
can do it in singles, or I would venture to say if y'all all do it together, you can run into a quorum issue, but if you're only going in there to view it, I believe the law allows us to take you through as long as you're not voting, making anything else, and that would be easy to do.
Okay,
I just have my comment. I agree that it is a safety issue on the backside with that area. People still go in it all the time, even with barricades. So I think this absolutely needs to happen sooner rather than later. But I agree from a historical standpoint, historical preservation standpoint, I would hate, and I know many, many people in this area would hate to see that building go down. I am a proponent of keeping it, and I would love to see it come alive. I think the facade of Third Street, we need that. If we want to bring back our downtown and continue to lift it up and have that folksy vibe that we want to see, then, I think that's a key building.
And look, I know you want to move on, but on that note, Mr. Johnson and others, I will tell y'all, I know the council wants to move on off this. I just want you to know, there are lots of plans that people have for it. There are
Yeah.
colleagues of Mr. Knowles's that would want to put balconies across like in New Orleans, so you could stand on the outside of where housing would be. We wouldn't do any of that. They would do that.
Right.
But if we got an exchange that made it make sense for them to do it, the building could be reused quite easily.
okay.
And if you do decide to go on a tour of the building, be sure you bring a flashlight, because if the lights go out, that is the darkest place in the world.
Well, you get enough natural light in it if we go on the right time of the day, and no asbestos, all of that's been abated, all of that stuff is clean.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Green.
Number 9, resolution to co-sponsor Sinai Pride 2026 on June 5th and June 6th, 2026.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 10, resolution to co-sponsor the Central Louisiana 2026 Juneteenth celebration.
Motion, please. Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilwoman Felter. Mr. White.
Thank you, Madam President, appreciate it. Again, my name is Mr. Cornelius Lawson White Jr. I live at 3638 10th Street in Alexandria, Louisiana. My zip is 71302, and my phone number is area code 318-446-6934. I'm so glad that y'all are doing this with Juneteenth. A lot of us, feel that Juneteenth is like African Americans' 4th of July and stuff. But without the 4th of July first, we would never have Juneteenth. So I salute y'all on having Juneteenth, and we need to teach a lot about what our sacrifices during the Civil War and stuff that blacks made so that we all could be free men and free women. So thank you for that. and Thank you for letting me say that.
Thank you,
God bless
Mr.
you.
White.
God bless America.
All in favor? You had a comment? Oh, okay.
I comment, I want to thank Ms. Frazier and her crew for this Juneteenth. They have taken this further than Juneteenth. There's a lot of stuff going on with her and her crew that's doing stuff for this city that probably going unnoticed. But I want to thank her and the people working with her for not only celebrating Juneteenth, but getting this thing bigger than Juneteenth. Thank you, Ms. Frazier.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 11, resolution authorizing advertisement for bid for a 2026 Can-Am Defender Limited HD11.
Motion, please.
Move.
Second. Motion by Councilman Valord, second by Councilman Fowler. Discussion. Mr. White,
Thank you, Madam President.
you're welcome.
Again, my name is Mr. Cornelius Lawson White Jr. I live at 3638 10th Street in Alexandria, Louisiana. My zip is 71302, and my phone number is area code 318-446-6934. I just want to know what this is. I mean, there's nothing that says what this is.
It's a truck. It's a truck or something.
Does anybody know?
It's a truck.
It's a truck.
It's a side-by-side.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's a truck.
side-by-side. RV.
It's a RV?
Yeah, side-by-side RV.
Okay. What is it for? It's an ATV? Okay. Okay. Well, you know more about it. Now, what is this for? Is it for the police, fire, or city utilities?
I'm sure it could be for who needs it at that time for,
It's for public safety. It's
Yeah.
for the police department.
Oh, it is for the police department.
No.
Well, that's a good thing. Maybe we can solve some of these shootings and stuff that's going around here. Well, I'm just saying, you know, I don't know what it's used for. I wanted to know, because, thank you. I appreciate it.
all in favor?
Madam-
I'm sorry.
Madam President,
Yes, sir.
I know the next item coming up is number 12. One says max, one says limited. Mr. Caffrey, can you, before we go further, distinguish the difference to me, please?
I think it's listed in the fact sheet, but one has different capabilities and components than the other. I'm not sure of the specifics with regard to the difference between the limited and the limited max.
I think when we get the bids in, it would have the specs on it at that time.
It's just the advertising of bids. They're not accepted yet, there's advertisement and bids.
So it's two different.
Yes, two
Yeah.
different sides by sides.
One's a 2026 Can-Am.
Two different models.
Yeah.
One says
So
max,
one has 2 doors and one has 4 doors.
Glad that you knew that. Very folksy of you.
Thank you.
You're
You
welcome.
got ESP or something?
You got it, Mr. Green, is that good?
a 2-door and a 4-door. Thank you.
You're welcome. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 12, a resolution authorizing advertisement for bids for a 2026 Can-Am Defender Max Limited HD11.
A motion, please.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Valord, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments? Discussion?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam President.
And Mr. Cornelius,
I just want to know if this is the 2-door or 4-door, or which one is which.
It's 4-door.
That's the 4-door one. The second
the
one,
max
Max is
limited.
the 4-door.
Mhm.
And this is strictly for the police department?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I just ask what exactly, is it like for SWAT, or is it for?
For the police department, use as needed.
Okay, well, thank you. That's a good answer, Chuck. Good answer. All right, well, thank you, and God bless you, and God bless you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 13, a resolution authorizing advertisement for bids for chemical additives for Wazilla engine at DG Honda Power Plant.
Motion, please. Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilwoman Felter. Public comments? Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
8, resolution, public hearing, community development. Number 14, to continue a public hearing and to consider adoption of a resolution taking action on structures located at 3513 Baldwin Avenue, 2314 Carl Street, and 23 Chester Street, 1807 Day Street, A and B.
Move from the public hearing.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilwoman Felter to go into public hearing.
Chad Reed with Community Development. We are asking for condemnation for 3513 Baldwin Avenue.
Anyone here from that address? Would you like?
Hi, I had until today to have it down. We do have it down, we're just working on clearing the property out.
Okay, so you need more time.
Yes, sir.
How much time do you think you need?
They waiting on me now to start helping, don't know. I don't know, all we gotta do is clear it though,
Mr. Smith?
the rest of it.
Yeah, a request, is that so you guys under state law can set the time period that they are allowed to have after the condemnation to do the work, the demo or rehab in some cases. Typically, it's 30 days. We'd ask that since these have been on for about 3 months, that be 10 days? Is 10 days enough time?
10 days is not enough time.
Today
Is not or is?
It's not.
So it's already.
I'm working on this in between we're doing this ourselves. I'm working on this in between my off days. I work 12-hour shifts, 7A to 7P,
Would 30 days be sufficient?
30 days.
So it's already down.
It's already down, we just gotta get it cleaned up, and I
Okay.
had paid somebody to do it, but they backed out.
Okay.
So,
Oh, we didn't pay them all.
But
no, I
even with,
did give them a healthy deposit, though.
but even with, if we, the condemnation with her having securing a demo permit, that's still going to give her 30 days, even if we condemn the property today.
You still give it 30.
Still give it 30 days.
Yeah.
She's doing it, give it 30 days. All right.
You have 30 days, you're welcome.
You need to make a motion for that?
A motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Johnson. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
2314 Carr Street, we are asking for removal of this address. The owner has demoed the property.
Anyone here from this address?
It's been removed.
Oh, okay.
It's already,
Yes, the owner
They
has
took it down.
demoed. We're asking for it to be
Okay.
removed from the list.
thank you.
Move it be removed.
It's
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
23 Chester Street, we're asking for condemnation.
Anyone here from that address? Motion, please.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Council Fowler, second by Council Valord. Public comments, discussion, all in favor?
Maybe request 10 days on this one?
10 days?
Yes, ma'am.
You need a
There's
motion?
been no movement.
I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
Apologies, there's been no movement on it for 3.5 months since it's last been up before you guys, so we're requesting 10 days for the city to go ahead and do the work.
And no one's here to speak on behalf of,
So, okay, are you,
It's continued.
so when you say 10 days, what do you mean by that?
The city would send another notice, and then instead of saying you have 30 days to come in and demolish.
To have
you
10 days.
to
Wow.
Before the city would mobilize its contract.
Okay.
So move.
Second.
okay. Any opposed? Motion carried.
1807 Day Street, A and B, we're asking for condemnation.
Anyone here from that address? You, not this time.
I was not aware when I purchased the property in July that it was on the list to be demolished. So I've started gutting the house, and I put the house on trespassing list for the Alexandria City, and I've also got a permit, and I also got it extended to September to have more time to fix it. I cleaned up everything on the property, the trash outside the house, and getting time to remove it due to the weather, it's been hard, but.
What? I'm sorry.
So you purchased it,
From Mr. Doug, and he didn't tell me that it was
was
on the
already-
list. Yes, sir.
Sir, you're Ms. Jones?
I'm his wife. I'm Eula Jones.
Okay. So you purchased the property, unaware that it was on demolition. So
Right.
you're asking for additional time
Yes,
to.
sir.
How much time you need?
I got the permit extended to September. Like I said, I've already started gutting the house, because the fire started on the porch. So the inside of the house is still solid. So we started gutting out the house, and we're about to do the framework.
Okay, when do you think you'll be done with this?
Hopefully by April with the framework, and I have everybody's license, the electrician, the plumber, all that.
So what you plan to do with the home?
I would like to, rent it out.
Okay.
Because I've also bought another property. I just like to want to fix up the community.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't have to live any kind of way, so
Okay.
I would like
I'll
to
give her
fix it up. I'm a single mother, and I'm teaching my children.
I'll give her 30
to do
days,
the
but
same.
let her come back and show us the progress, and we'll give her more time.
Yes.
Is that good for
As long as
you?
you're making progress, we'll keep,
Thank you.
All right.
You welcome. All
as long as
right.
you're making progress on it.
All in favor?
Give it 30 days, yes.
Any opposed?
We need a motion.
I move.
I second it.
Motion by Council Valord and second by Council Lawberdane. Any in favor? All in favor?
Public comment, ask for public comments. Public comments.
Public comment?
Well,
Because
she
you
just
never-
made a comment.
Oh, no, I'm talking
Well,
about
for
in
the-
case that somebody else had a.
Do anybody else have any comments?
Yeah.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.
Madam President, whoa. I was trying to get your attention.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Sorry, Madam President.
I'm sorry.
There's a communication problem within the city identifying issues, and I'm going to piggyback on Mr. Cornelius on things occurring in the city, that we need to be more timely abreast of what is occurring from the city police, city administration. The shooting last night on McDonald, people was, I got it, Mr. White.
Okay, yes,
People were going in, and they were, if they'd have known about it, they wouldn't have gone there. I'm gonna tell you why I want it done, because last Sunday, I had the police Olympics across my backyard. They were chasing a guy, they cleared three 6-foot fences, and they did catch him. But the fact is, the SWAT team was on the other side, no one knew what was going on. My little Shih Tzu started raising pure hell, and that's how we knew someone was in the yard. But I'm just saying, things that are happening here in the city is not to make us look like we're the crux of criminality, but we need to be notified when things occur for the safety of the citizens of Alexandria. And we're not trying to run people off from moving to the city, but when things happen, when you have carjackings, you have people being killed, bodies being found, the citizens truly needs to be notified about that. Madam President, I thank you for that moment of time to enlighten us on what's happening in this city. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
I got one more thing. Tomorrow, Ash, Peabody, and Marksville play back to back up in down Lake Charles. So if you go out, support your team, and let's go. I don't have a dog to fight, but let's go up.
Go. You already know.
You're joining the meeting adjourned.
Again.
Gary.
Meeting adjourned. Again.